something called the 5-star shout out.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in. You can't make you know what I'm talking about.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the Side Jawn with your host, Dennis Holmes, and I'm here with the Chocolate Girl.
Good morning, Dennis Holmes. Inner Thinker Podcast himself. All in black. Hair all trimmed up, looking all nice. Look at you, Dennis Holmes. Look at you.
Yeah, I feel good.
You got a date? What's up?
No date.
Happy Saturday, my favorite day of the week.
Happy Saturday, each and everybody out there. Happy Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're gonna have a good time today. Sharon, how was your week, Sharon?
I had a really good week. Busy, really busy week. Working a lot, a lot of overtime. Can't complain though. At least I have a job. I know some people that don't, so I'm grateful and blessed and everything, all the good things. That's what I am this morning. Had a good week. Getting started back working out. I've been a little sore, but it's worth it. Feeling really good. How about yourself? How's your week been?
It's definitely worth it. Haven't been working out like you've been working out. But I can honestly say it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. I have lost some weight though. I went to go see the doctor. Doctor told me I came down 10 pounds. So I have lost some weight. And that was from last month.
Good. 10 pounds in a month.
10 pounds in a month. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually going by pretty good. I'm actually enjoying this. You know what I mean?
What kind of exercises are you doing?
I just been walking. I've been drinking more water. I've been going to the bathroom a lot, stuff like that. That's about all I can tell you.
Drinking that water. You drink a lot of water. Yeah. It will make you to the bathroom a lot. That's for sure.
Yes, you going to the bathroom a lot. That's about all I can say.
I recommend the Core Hydration Water. It's very good for replacing those electrolytes.
And I said, that's why I said, on this show particularly, I named it This One Hits Different because it's a little personal that we're going through with this one on this one. So and things on this is a little touchy. So I'm gonna start this thing off. Matter of fact, hold up. I done lost it now. Hold on. I done lost it. There we go. Here we go. All right, here we go. Now, this is news coming out of Portland. Let's get this out the way. Portland family sues the Portland Public School District for $9 million after their daughter was allegedly gang raped in the school bathroom. The girl was allegedly assaulted by 2 male students in the school United Neighborhoods program. It gets worse. The boys only received 1 day of suspension, and the school district didn't even call the police. Instead, the school conducted their own investigation. The girl was allegedly lured into the bathroom with the boys, threatened to find where she lived if she didn't comply. They took off her pants and took turns forcibly penetrating her, blocked her from leaving. Forcibly penetrating her and blocked her from leaving. School staff also allegedly interviewed the girl without notifying her parents or any legal representatives. Where the fuck do they do this shit at? How the hell are you a school and you... I'm just trying to figure this out.
Right.
Anytime a little girl say something happened to her, you have to call the police.
Are there
Now,
any
see, I know.
are
Now,
there any
for me working in
pictures with
schools,
the article?
already what?
Are there any pictures with the
No,
article?
ain't no pictures. I ain't seen no pictures. Maybe it's
I'm trying,
somewhere else.
I'm trying to figure out what race all the parties are. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay. Well, this is what I'm starting to notice by schools. I've been working in schools damn near
Yeah,
15 years,
yeah.
and I've
Shout out
been to
to you.
different schools and
Shout out.
different states, different
Mhm,
cities. So
mhm.
I'm starting to notice schools don't like to have their name in the news. They'll try to avoid that by any means. That's
Yeah,
what I'm starting to notice about. They will
they
try to
will,
avoid that by any means.
but they put that ahead of the protection and safety of their own staff and the children.
Right. They'll protect the name. They'll protect the brand before they protect the kids.
Hmm.
And that's why I'll be sitting there saying you really got to watch these schools, especially with situations like that.
How did they find out that this happened to her? Did she go immediately to tell them? Does it say?
It don't say. I guess she went and told them. I know about a situation when I was at a school before. I ain't gonna say no names, but there was a boy there who was he was, let me just say he was very bad. I ain't gonna say bad, but he was always into something. Let's say that. All right. He was always into something. Every time you turned around, you heard his name on the loudspeaker. Let me just say that. All right. Always into something. And the girl said that he lured her into the room and then they went and had sex. But when the school, after they called the police and the police came and the school went back and looked at the tape, on tape, the girl told him to come. Yeah. But because he had a reputation,
Got it. Hmm.
yeah,
So they automatically believed it.
right. Until the police got there and went behind the tape, looked at the tape, and you see it. And people be saying, "Oh, we need those genderless bathrooms." And I got nothing against all those people who, just want to have equality. Equality is what it is. But shit like this starts to happen, and where's the justice?
I agree with you. This is just disturbing. When you first said something about it, I was like, "What? Gang raped in school? How are you
So,
gang raped in school by multiple kids? Where were all these kids? Why weren't they accounted for? No, was nobody looking for these kids to be in class or somewhere? I don't understand. That's one. Just the mechanics of it. Second of all, nobody came to the bathroom. Maybe they locked the door, but that would have alarmed me if I go to a bathroom in a school and it's locked. That's another thing. 3, you're right. They have to call the police when anything goes on that threatens the safety of anybody in that school, and especially the children. And then 4, how you not going to tell the parents? And interviewing kids without the parents there. And what kind of investigation, what kind of authority do you have to officially investigate anything? It's a crime. And this is in Portland, you said? Portland, Oregon?
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, I'd
Well, it
be
doesn't
suing.
say
I
Portland.
would
It
be
doesn't say
suing.
Portland, Oregon. It says Portland Public Schools District. So it doesn't say Portland. It just says Portland family. So I'm guessing it's Portland, Oregon.
Well,
Unless there's another
I
Portland I
think
don't know
I
about.
think it's usually understood generally if a story just says Portland, that that's what they mean, Portland, Oregon, but you never
Okay.
know. I'm just gonna assume it's Portland, Oregon. But my thing is I'd be suing for more than 9 million. That's not enough. I'd be asking for
No,
something like $50 million at least.
Right. The whole district got to go there. My daughter's traumatized for
Oh
life.
yeah. Oh yeah, for life.
For
And
life.
those kids, I want them arrested and put in jail.
Exactly.
And they
Just
should be
that simple.
tried as an adult.
Got
If these were high
they got a
school
1 day.
children,
They got a
if
one
these
day
were high
suspension.
school children, they should be tried as adults.
But they got a 1 day suspension.
See, that's some bull crap. I want names of who did it, and I want them all charged, and they should be tried as adults.
I remember. See, I can't say. Uh, let's just say I was going to a school. Okay, I was going to a school, and it was early in the year, and these guys, they were like practical jokers. You know what I mean? They go around. They'll do this thing where they be like, "All right, man, if you guess the card I got, I'll give you $20." You know what I mean? So then they'll be like, "Yeah, the card I got is on the floor. If you go pick the card up off the floor, they'll throw all the cards at you. Call it 52 pickup." I don't know if you heard of that, right?
Yeah,
And that was
52
their joke.
pickup. Yeah.
That was their joke. You know what I mean? That's the joke they did. So one of them was messing with this girl. One was messing with this girl. This girl, I've known this girl for years. She was very promiscuous, we'll say. All right, was very promiscuous. I've known her for years. Okay, so somehow he gets some fellatio by the back stairway, and his homies wasn't too far away. So, story being told is that they all went and raped this girl. Stories that they say is they laughed at her and called her a hoe, and she got upset and went and told the principal or superintendent, one of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know whose story true, but this all made the news, and we talking about 9/9/2000.
And what was done at the school? Nothing.
No, those I never seen them do it again.
Oh,
I never
really?
seen the girl. I've never seen the girl at the school again.
Wow. All of a sudden they just disappear, huh? They were part of
They
the
all left.
relocation program. The relocation
Yeah, they all
program.
left.
Uh-huh.
They all left, and these particular people live a good 6 miles away from each other.
Mm. What is going on with our children? They're not children anymore.
They're not. They're growing up fast, and it's the fact of parents not paying attention. I had a conversation with my sister because she was talking about the kids' school, and I was like, "Well, what is it that you like about the school?" And then she broke down how she liked that the school is so secure and they're learning very well. Their curriculum is good. So okay, all right. And one of the main things that she don't like about the school is the food that they eat. So I was like, "Oh, okay, they got more pluses than negatives, so we can deal with that. We can deal with that." That's that's what I told you. You can deal with that one. There's more pluses than negatives. You can deal with
Mm-hmm.
that. But
Well,
sometimes you got to look at these schools. You got to actually take trips to these schools.
yeah, it's not the way it used to be. And that's with somebody who's a Gen Xer like me, it's hard for me to remember that. But I have to remember that. Things are just not like it used to be. There were times when I remember my mother coming to the school often, not because I was in trouble or there was trouble, but because she would come to the school to come to parent teacher conference and all that stuff. She would come. And they always had something. Open house. Parents were involved and came and blah, 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 blah. But then again, times were different. A lot of the wives stayed at home. The mamas were at home and blah, blah, blah. Come
Right.
to the school. They weren't working. But my mother always worked my whole life. My mom and
Mine's
daddy
always too.
always worked. So,
My
but they
mom,
made
my
time
mom
to
and
come.
dad, my mom and dad wasn't the most active in my schools, and I wasn't really, school bad or nothing like that. But I would say my grandmother was more active in the school. Like when she came to the school, everybody knew who she was. You see what I'm saying? That's how active she was because my cousin went there first, then I went there, then my sister went there, then my brother went there. So it was like a whole family thing. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be in school. Uh, I don't I don't understand what all this. We gotta have a lottery. We pick y'all having a lottery and picking people, but y'all ain't even disciplining or doing things you're supposed to do in these schools. You got a whole lottery that goes on around this time. Right around this time, there's a whole lottery that goes on. People be excited. Oh, it's a new school opening up, and I want my child to go there. You know nothing about what's going on in the school. You just want to send your child there. You want to pay for them expensive ass uniforms so they look real nice, but they ain't learning a damn thing.
Yeah, well, when it's a brand new school, you can't just want to go there because it's new. You gotta investigation on who started the school. You gotta go meet with them and talk to them, not just look at the nice shiny new building and nice uniforms. Why did they start this school? What's their mission? What's their belief? Beliefs are
Right.
very, very important. See, for me, I don't think I could start a school because I believe in discipline. And now that doesn't believe in disciplining children. They believe in timeout and just giving them options and treating them like little adults when they're not. That's what people believe in now. I believe in paddling. Corporal punishment works. I don't care what nobody says. It doesn't teach them to be violent. They're getting violent on their own. They took paddling out of school. Our kids are more violent. What is that telling you? They're getting this violent idea from somewhere.
They are.
Media,
I re-
music, social media, all of that. It's not because they're getting paddled in school.
well,
I just saw a video of a teacher, a substitute teacher, and it's always the substitute. They love to challenge the substitute, right? Because they think the substitute is not going to do anything. Black substitute teacher. He was either white or Asian. I don't know which one he was, but he wasn't black. Called the substitute teacher the N word. And the video, that's the background of it, but the video is them fighting. They're actually fist fighting in the school. The students are all around, and the dude, the student kept hitting the guy, so he hit him back. You can see he hit him to get him. He wasn't trying to charge after him. He was hitting him to get him off of him, and hit him again and hit him twice. But he didn't walk away either. And the last time he hit him down on the ground, and you can see the student on the ground with his head over his head, like, ow. And then the students started pushing the teacher away. Well, what was he supposed to do?
they had to defend himself.
The guy, the student is literally punching him, ball fist, going like this at him. What is he supposed to do? So, Dennis, you're at home and you get this, your daughter comes home and tells you this happened to her at school. What would you do?
First thing I would do is I'm going up to the school because I need to know what's going on. That's the first thing I'm doing. That's the first thing I'm
And
doing. I'm
then
going
you
to the
find
school.
out this happened and they did all this investigating on their own, didn't call you or your ex, nothing.
Nah, I would be highly upset. This happened to my daughter. I would, yeah, I would be highly upset. And them little boys, they uh they really going I'm hoping that they see some jail time. A lot of it.
Well, I agree with what the parents have done as far as filing a lawsuit. It'd be
Yeah,
against
I'd have found one too, but it
the county, the district, the teacher, the
yeah.
school, the superintendent, the principal,
Well,
everything. That's civil and criminal. Everybody going down.
everybody going there. Everybody's going there. No way that shouldn't happen.
I just feel so bad for the child. I just
And
cannot
it just to
imagine
me,
that.
it don't seem like that was their first time.
I mean, they decided they're gonna threaten her by saying we're gonna find out where you live and do something to your family if you don't come in here.
I just sound like that wasn't their first time. What's up, Corey? Corey been messing with me since I've been talking about them Knicks. But Corey man with nine things to say, man. Let me go to the first one. First one he said, I guess he said I'm black and my wife is white. I don't discriminate. Year before I enrolled into the new school, years ago, a kid was stabbed and murdered. Wow. On the grounds. It's been bad there for years. These kids don't care anymore.
No, he
Teachers
said
are
the
starting
schools
to
don't. He said the schools don't care anymore.
no schools don't care anymore. The
Yeah.
teachers are starting to openly carry in schools and they and oh, wait a minute. And they don't do what they want to do.
They do what they
I
want to
got
do. Yeah, well, I couldn't be a teacher. I've said this before many times.
I could be a teacher. I really wouldn't have a problem with it. I could be a teacher. I've seen
I can't do
good
it.
teachers, bad teachers. I've seen all types of teachers out there. Um, I don't know if I'll be a teacher that would touch on my students, you know, in a way that would motivate them. Let me say that. But I do believe I'll be a teacher that will be most memorable. 30 years later, they'd be like, "Hey, you remember Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes was crazy." Stuff like that. Mr. Holmes was crazy.
Dennis, I believe you would make a great teacher for a lot of reasons. I really do. I think you could reach the kids, all of that. But then I would still just fear for your safety because these students are just they and I hate to say I hate to generalize students because I know all students are not the same, but it just seems like they don't want to learn anything. They're there to play and have fun and be on social media, look at their phone, see what you're wearing, all these other things besides learning anything. And I believe that they really think all they need to know is right here on this phone. I really
Yeah,
believe
if
that's
they
what they
if they
think.
got a problem, they ask Google or Siri. Siri.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
don't even have to
That's what
think.
they got a problem.
And I
If
just
they got a problem, they do.
it's a scary thought because the state of our education system is just bad and I don't have answers. I don't have answers.
Well, I think it's like this with the kids. You gotta, like I said, you gotta touch these kids in the right way. This is why I think you would be a good teacher because you're in there to teach. See, when they realize that I can't get away with this with Shannon, when they realize that, then they coming in there and they know what to do. I was a class clown. I was a class clown, but I did my work because the whole thing is if you get your work done, after that you got time to play. They ain't doing a whole 45 minutes of teaching. Once they start writing stuff on the board, you get that work done, and that you play. That's what I learned. That's how I learned as I got older. Before, I might have talked, did a little work and stuff like that. As I got older, I realized if I keep these grades up, they ain't really worried about me having a bad behavior grade in my house. Because these grades is up.
Well, I just couldn't do it. I guess it also depends on where. Like an inner city school, I know I wouldn't. I'd be in jail.
they
I would,
gonna
because
they
I
send
would
me.
actually want to put hands on one of them kids. I'm just saying. I know me. I don't have the temperament for that. And
Yeah,
I'm not
they
dealing
gonna,
with disrespect. You are not gonna call me a bitch in class and think you just gonna do that. And then when I tell you to get out and go to the principal's office, you tell me no, I ain't going nowhere. The hell you
that's when
say? You getting the hell
that's
out of
when
my
you call
class? Yes, you
that's when
are.
you call the school police.
Yeah, but see, police, they only got one SRO in the whole school. With by then, this person, this child that got up in my face probably spit on me or done something like that. By the time they get there, no.
I noticed something about those incidents with them kids. You always notice you don't see too many older teachers that get done to. I've noticed that.
I can't say that.
I've noticed that. The
I
younger
think
the
I don't
teachers
think that's why.
in my
I
age
don't think
range, they,
I don't think that's why though, Dennis. I think the reason why is because many of them are just opting not to stay so long anymore.
that might be it.
And I have seen a few where there have been some teachers that are like in their 40s getting beat on. The latest one I saw,
20s,
uh,
30s.
the latest one I saw, I know this woman, she had to be in her 40s. She had to be in her 40s. And she was sitting down at her desk, and the student stood over her, a boy stood over her, and then he slapped her like open hand, pow. And she just sat there and she just looked at him. She did not move. She didn't say a word.
Oh.
And he backed up and said some more stuff. You can see he going off because he the man, Then he slapped her again. She still didn't move. This happened right here in North Carolina.
William said he's
Okay?
seen that.
Huh?
William said he's seen that. He's seen that video you talking about.
Yeah. And I mean, he slapped her, right? And one of the girl who's the president of the student body, she posted this video. No, she came to the post of the video and said, this happened in my school. And we are taking actions and some more stuff. And so I sent her a message and I told her, you know what? I'm sorry because society has failed you. And I'm so sorry that you're having to go through this. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He cussing her out. I mean, he talking to her like a whole sailor, cussing her out. And I don't know the backstory. She probably just told him to have a seat and stop talking. It could be something as mundane as that. And she just sat there. And, the school offered to, get her some treatment. She says, no, I'm okay. As far as, physically. And of course, he was arrested. He was arrested, literally arrested and put in jail. The last I heard, I don't know if he got out on bond or what, but I know he was arrested and put in jail. Superintendent did a press conference talking about how seriously they're taking it, and they're doing more investigation, and they're going to ensure that this does not continue in their school. All the things, Meanwhile, this woman has been slapped twice hard in the face. And the kids are filming it, not saying or doing anything. See, back in my day, this is when I say I'm a Gen Xer and I'm proud of it. In my day, if a student would have got up and done that to a teacher in my day, we would have done something to that student. We wouldn't have had that. We would have jumped the bully. What's wrong with you? Somebody would have got up, run down the hall, because we didn't have buttons to communicate back then with the office. somebody would have jumped up and run down the hall to get the principal. We didn't have school resource officers in our schools then. And some of the other dudes in the class would have jumped on him, wrestled him to the ground and said, what the hell's wrong with you? And then some of us would have gone over to the teacher. Are you okay? You want some water? Can I get you anything? That type of thing. That's what would have happened in my day. Proud Gen Xer right here. So these other people, they can love themselves all they want. But my day, we wouldn't have had that shit. Wouldn't have had it.
Like I told you, I had a teacher. I'll never forget it. She used to close her, you had those bells. You get out of class at this time, you have 5 minutes to get to class at this time. Right. I think I said it on the show. Yeah. She shut the door in 2 minutes. I had to go from the basement. Change clothes with Jim in the basement. Run all the way upstairs to the 3rd floor to get to her room. When she shut that door, she ain't opening that door. It don't matter what you say on the other end. It don't matter if you got the police with you, the school police. She ain't opening that door.
I open the door. That's them's the rules.
It don't matter who with you. She ain't opening that door. I had to let her know. I'm not running up these stairs all the time. Let's get this class. I'm trying to graduate. And you ain't opening this door. Like, we had a whole conversation about it. Wasn't no back and forth conversation to the point where I was being disrespectful. I was letting her know. That's a long run. We got to run all the way. That's a lot of running. Can't nobody make it to change colors, make it up upstairs, get to here in 2 minutes. She still ain't budged. Let's just get that out the way. I had to talk to the gym teacher, let him know we had to get dressed earlier. See, she didn't budge. Didn't matter what we said. She did not budge. She was the same. She did not budge. She worked in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. After that, every time I looked at my roster, right? No, I'm not doing that.
So wait a minute. You mean she didn't leave the door open the whole 5 minutes?
You had 2 minutes to get in her room.
But you had 5 minutes in between class.
Right? You had 2 minutes to get to her room.
Oh, then she was wrong. She was wrong.
All the way wrong. And principals have to say it to her.
I thought you meant she would leave it open an additional 2 minutes after the 5. And then if you're still not in there, she closed the door. That's what I thought. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. No, she was wrong. She was wrong. No, if the allotted time is 5, who the hell is she to close it earlier than that?
It's kind of hard for you to explain that to your parents. I'm just letting you know. It's kind of hard to explain it to your parents.
Well, let me read.
I said,
that's crazy. Let me read this comment. William said, I genuinely believe teachers have a right to defend themselves. And Sharon, do you think those recording the incidents without intervening deserve reprimand also? Yes, I do. I do.
Ain't recording. Well, wait a minute. Ain't recording enough. But, to like get it out there like, hey, this is what happened in class. Like, why would that mean reprimand too?
Though, because they're just sitting there. There was more than one student. One student recording it. There's 20 other students in there. Nobody can do anything. Nobody. Y'all just sitting there laughing. Yeah, they deserve reprimand because they didn't intervene. I'm not talking about the one that turned in the video. I'm not talking about them because at least they did that. But everybody just sitting around letting this dude just slap the woman. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't doing nothing. They just laughing. They think it's funny.
Come on. He may be the bully of the school. They may not be able to teach him.
I understand that, but collectively they can.
Yeah, that's if they thought about being a collective. It's hard to get people to come together nowadays, Sharon. It is hard.
Life is hard, Dennis.
Now you're gonna give them a come together suspension.
Life is hard, Dennis.
And that's how they looking at it. Why should I jump in here and stop this bully?
Because you should.
Can't beat him 1-on-1.
No. They should have collectively jumped in. Somebody should have done something.
I'm not saying I was strong. The school should have done something.
I know you disagree.
Them as a unit of kids.
But see, I know you disagree, and I understand why you disagree. But I'm a Gen Xer. I'm sorry. That's how I feel.
Right.
because that's how
I agree.
that's my frame of reference. And damn it, we would not have sat there and laughed while this fool slapped his teacher. No, shit ain't funny. We didn't see bullies weren't cool back
But
then.
then, but
Bullies wasn't
then,
the thing to be in my day. It wasn't the thing to be. They were frowned upon. They were
yeah,
pariah. Bullies were
but they
like
still
all
was
to
around.
themselves. Nobody messed with the bully because they didn't want them around. We weren't scared of them. We just didn't want to deal with them.
There's people that's scared of bullies, terrified,
Yeah, I know it. Now
terrified.
it's a violent age.
Oh,
You don't know. You don't
it's
know if
been
they
like
got a
that
gun or
all the
what.
time.
Nothing. You don't know nothing now.
Bullies been coming to school beating up people, taking their lunch money forever.
I understand that. We weren't scared of them. Not in the school. Now, if you want to do that on the playground, at the bus stop, okay, but not in the classroom. They didn't do that not in our school. They did not do that in the classroom. Why? Because we did not play that shit. I'm telling you, not where I went, and I went to a public school. This was not a private school.
I went to public schools, all
We
public.
didn't have it. I went to public school until ninth grade.
There was bullies in every public school I went to.
Yeah, there's bullies in mine. I got beat up by
90,
one in second grade. Never lost a fight
90%,
since. He taught me a lot.
90% of the bullies usually, and it's only 90% of bullies that I ran into usually had educational problems. Like they didn't want to go to class because they couldn't read, and they didn't want to take the time to read, so they rather beat somebody up.
Right.
Or they couldn't do math, so then instead of them doing math, they'll beat somebody up, make them do their homework, stuff like that. Like that was their forte. But once they but it was some bullies out there that was smart as hell that I went to school with. I was like, what is up with you? I used to be like, Tom, why did you do this? You just need to graduate. That's it. He'd be like, matter of fact, one of them I'm still homies with to this day. Like that, I never looked at it like that. I said, dog, you over here, you keep messing with this person, messing with that person. No, you don't need to mess with nobody.
Well, look, I just don't, but we could talk about bullying. We need to do a whole show on it. We did one already on bullying. We can do another one. But
bullying is going on everywhere.
I'm just saying, I just don't have tolerance for it. And I'm telling you, even in 2024, bullies do not like to be singled out. They do not like it when they have more than one other person. If it's not a one-on-one situation, they don't like it. If it's just them and one other person, they like it. If it's just them and they got two henchmen with them and then they bullying somebody, they like it. But when 4 or 5 people come up and say, you ain't doing this shit, they shirk away. It happens. I have seen it, and it still happens.
That's true.
Me. I'm telling you. So
but
that's why
you gotta get 4 or 5 people together.
Somebody in that class, they should have got together and stood up and said, no, you're not slapping her. The hell? And see, some kids in my class, in my school, would have slapped his ass back and said, now how you like it? Slap me. What you gonna do? Sure would. It would have been a whole different ball game. And back then, the only person that got suspended was the one that started it. None of this, whoever, it don't matter who started it crap that they do now. Suspend everybody involved.
That's the reason why I'm upset about the whole thing with the rape. How did they get one day on with this new zero tolerance rule? Or maybe that's just in Philly. Hold on, wait.
Well, that's the reason why I asked you. Number one, it's in Oregon. Okay. And that's why I asked you, did you see any pictures?
No,
that's why I asked the question. I would be curious
I'm just thinking about it because I got suspended for a day for wearing a hoodie, Sharon. Not that the school had the heat on,
What year was
Okay,
this?
let's get that out of the way.
What year was this?
This had to be 2001, 2002.
See, this is dumbass 2000 rules. This is dumb.
Yeah.
They police
it would have made
the
sense.
wrong things. They worried about hoodies and stuff. They need to be policing bathrooms and making sure people ain't getting drugged in the bathroom and gang raped during school. That's what they need to be worried about, not what you wearing.
But they couldn't. The reason that they said they didn't want us wearing hoodies because it was hard to single us out because everybody had a black hoodie, right? And everybody wasn't different color. Everybody had a black hoodie. So when you got your hood on your head, it's hard to be singled out. So they told us we need to stop wearing hoodies. And this will be all good, Sharon. But this is the middle of October, and usually you're supposed to have the heat on. The heat wasn't on. It's cold as shit in this school.
Okay,
so I got my hoodie on.
That's still a dumb rule because just because you have on a hoodie doesn't mean you gotta have a hood up.
I got the hood up. It's cold.
I'm just saying the rule should not be you can't wear a hoodie. Is that you just can't keep it on your head. That's it.
It was terrible.
If it's truly about not being able to tell people apart, if that's really the reason. Because see, I question if that's really the reason.
I got suspended for it. I got a day suspension for it. It's crazy because the guy that gave me the suspension, he's probably watching this show. That's the crazy thing about him. But he probably won't remember that. But anyway, we gotta let me read these comments. Read these comments. Is that no? This is right here. Says she was filed.
Like William said, a lot of people that's recording the incidents, you can hear them snickering and egging it on. Yeah, they should pay. I'm sorry. I'll be suing their ass too.
Taking the shots. Bullies get bullied in my hood. Yeah, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, and Donovan, I had the same situation. I played sports, but they tried that little freshman hazing. They tried their freshman hazing, which is a form of bullying as well. But they tried it. That ain't work out. You know, we had a thing called Freshman Day. I don't know if they had that everywhere, but we had a thing called Freshman Day, and that was
But it was probably different than what you're talking about.
Yeah, what did y'all do on Freshman Day?
It was just every class had a day, and it was their day to shine. But you probably talking about something else. So tell us what Freshman Day was.
It was their day to get trashed. That's what they was. It was their day to get trashed. That's what it was. FTF. That's what FTF.
That's that millennial behavior. See, we ain't do that.
No, man, you had to put and then that was part of the freshman hazing. You'll hear a story about a freshman getting put in the dumpster, getting locked into a porta potty.
Do you know how disgusting that is? That is not funny. That's not funny.
I don't go in porta potties at all. At all. I'd rather take a ticket and pee on the toilet.
It's just not funny though, Dennis. It's not funny.
It's not.
Anyway.
But let's get to this next one.
You got a video queued up.
I got a video queued up, man. Like I said, this one hits a little different. Pay attention, y'all.
After a phone scam turned fatal, this dramatic dashcam video capturing the deadly confrontation between a female Uber driver and an Ohio homeowner last month after authorities say they were both unknowingly targeted by scammers.
Getting a report of a female that has been shot. She's laying in the driveway.
81-year-old William Brock charged with the murder of 61-year-old Uber driver Lolitha Hall. Police say it all started when Brock received multiple calls from scammers who told him a relative had been arrested and demanded $12,000 for bail, telling him a driver would arrive at his home to pick up a package with the money.
The guy on the phone was trying to get money out of me. And he was telling me he was going to kill me and the family.
Authorities believe the same scammers directed Hall through the Uber app to pick up a package at Brock's home. They say this video shows her walking up to his door with no apparent knowledge of the circumstances when Brock confronts her at gunpoint.
So I was threatened that she was going to come and kill me.
You can hear Hall frantically trying to explain why she's there.
Yes, I know what you're after.
Police say Brock took her cell phone, and when she tried to get in her car to get to safety, investigators say Brock shot her 3 times. Then he called 911.
I shot her in the leg the first time, and I shot her in the shoulder.
Hall later dying from her wounds. Officers are searching Brock's home after the shooting, saying they answered a call from a person they believed to be the scammer who agreed to a meeting but never showed up. Investigators saying they traced that number to Canada, but it's believed to be a burner phone number. Uber banning that account, cooperating with authorities, and in a statement saying, "This is a horrific tragedy and our hearts continue to be with Lolitha's loved ones." According to the FTC, in 2023, there were more than 33,000 reports of family and friend imposter scams like this, and $89 million lost.
And Brock is out on bond and could face additional charges. Authorities say they want to remind everyone that law enforcement will never, ever call and ask for money.
This morning, authorities warning the public.
Jeez. Now, when I say this one hit different, right? This is my cousin's aunt. This is family. That's who that was that got shot, killed. It happened about a month ago. So when I seen the video about 2 weeks ago, and I was debating whether, I'll say something about it or, if I would talk. And, I had the conversation with you, Sharon, and you was like, no, I think maybe you should say something. And it's kind of crazy how people just go around just scamming and especially messing with the elderly people, because elderly people get frantic too fast. Like, too fast. Like, they really believe somebody coming to come get them. And the whole scam situation is just is terrible. That's why I don't click no links. When people send me links, I ain't clicking no links. I always tell them, don't send me no link. I always say, you can screen record on any phone, from iPhones or Android, screen record. Some video you want to send me, screen record it, send it to me. Don't send me no links. I don't really answer the phone too much like that anyway. So if somebody did call me on some negative stuff like that, I wouldn't believe it. I think they'd be pranking anyway. And I ride Uber too, so that is tragic that people are just playing around with Uber like that. But I've seen all types of scams go down. Like even DoorDash had a scam go down. Matter of fact, they got a scam go down almost every year. So it is what it is. But how do you feel about it?
First of all, I'm just so sorry. When you told me that was a family member, that just cut me close. And it was very disturbing when I saw it anyway. And then to learn that this scammer intentionally set this up to put the Uber driver intentionally in harm's way. Because they got this man believing that she was in on it, there to harm him and get money from him. You have to be diabolical to sit up and think to do this to somebody. See, what they thought they were going to do is they thought the old man was going to comply and literally package up some money and give it to her. And then she was going to deliver the package wherever they told her to drop it off and send her on the way. They had no idea that this man was going to actually shoot her. But that's what happens when you terrorize people. When you get people thinking that they're in fear for their life, there's no telling what they may do. And the scammers didn't count on that. They just want the money.
They just want the money.
See, I have a theory about scammers, hackers. I think scammers and hackers, which is a form of scamming, I feel the same way about them. And this is what I tell my sister all the time. Scammers and hackers should be shot and killed. Period. And let me and I'm sorry, I know that sounds extreme, but I'm gonna tell you this. Every quarter I sit through security training. Because on what I do on my job, the propensity for fraud and hacking and scamming and stuff is high because of what it is we do in the industry that we're in. So we every quarter go over stuff like this. Okay? Scammers and what they do, the tricks they do, and how much it costs. Billions of dollars. And this is to innocent people and corporations. So we wonder why, inflation, the cost of things are going up. Don't think that you shouldn't add the cost of fighting cyber bullies in it. It's not just because we have a Republican or Democratic president and you don't agree with their policies and their policies is driving the prices up and blah, blah, blah. No, it's the scammers too, y'all. This is something that you got to understand. And it's motivated by nothing but greed. How serious it is how in that video there, they said they tried to trace the call and they traced it to a burner phone out of Canada. Let me tell you why it's so hard for them to actually get these people. They set up shop in some random place. They do the damage. They shut it down as quickly as they put it up. And then they move on to another random town, set it up, take it before they're never caught. It takes hours and days and years and months and years to find these people sometimes from one incident because they have it down to an operation.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick. It's sick and diabolical. That's what it is. To just want to hack into your computer. Like if this old man had a computer, what they probably would have done is hacked into his computer and said, if you want your access to your computer back, you have to give me $10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Until you give me $10,000, you won't be able to have access to your own computer. This stuff happens every day, y'all.
That's how Donovan is now Maurice Samuels. That's how I lost my Instagram. Same way. That's why that's why you gotta, if you're out there and you're trying to be in this creative world, digital creative world, you have to have a backup page. You have to have a backup page, and I got 2 backup pages just because of that. I got 2 backup pages, I think, on almost every platform. But just because of those situations, because somebody will hack you. They'll hack you just because. And it's crazy because they always hack you when you're at your highest of, like data, I would say. When you got the most data, that's when they want to hack you. When you're up on data.
Yeah, see the way I fight it is by changing my passwords often. Often. It's exhausting though. Who wants to do that? Who wants to do it? Do you know that they have softwares where programs out here now with websites that you can download the app and you can store all your usernames and passwords in it, and supposedly it's secure and nobody can get into it and see it. And people use them. People use them. Sharon doesn't. I don't use them. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, I'm old school. I write it down.
People do. But people do. And they say, it's supposedly, secure and it's hack proof and all kind of stuff. No, it's not. I don't trust and believe anything is hack proof in the world now. Especially now AI involved. So that's how I feel about that. And I'm sitting over here getting emotional because I just feel so bad for her family. All she was doing was driving Uber to make some money, take care of herself and her family. That's all she's doing. And now she's dead. Then this man, now he's accused of murder. And it's like, all I'm trying to do is protect myself. Yeah,
that's it.
I'm terrified. And you know, I know this is not what this show is about, but this is another thing that I know I've shared with you before. I am passionate about children and the elderly, both ends of the spectrum. I don't feel as a country we do enough to take care of our children. I don't feel like we do enough to take care of our elderly people. And it seemed like to me this man was there alone and frightened and confused. But he had a gun. It's Ohio, so they didn't have to have he didn't have to have a permit. It's Ohio. Anybody can have a gun for any reason. And cognitively, he probably shouldn't have even had that gun. Man is like almost 80 years old, wouldn't it? Something like that. He probably should not have had one in his possession, but he did. I can't, when I first saw the video, I saw the video without sound. And I wasn't reading the crawler, the text on it. So I thought it was just another case of somebody shooting a black person who they just felt threatened by for no reason. Then I played it with the sound and found out the real story. I was like, this is just awful.
Messing with old people.
Do you know how many days, if they hack into a company, a corporation, now this is not just me and you, this is a corporation that has unlimited resources and all kind of access to all kind of tools and security tools and everything. If they get hacked, how many days do you think it is before they notice on average?
I think it'd take about a month for them to notice.
And 37 days average.
How many?
That's 237 days. That's almost a freaking year before they really discover average. This is average. Sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it takes longer. But on average, it takes damn near a year for you to even realize that 6 months ago you were hacked and the information is out.
Dang.
I'm telling you why. This is the reason why I'm saying they should be shot. The people should be shot. I'm sorry. Do you understand that they could actually bring down a whole nation? If they get together enough and do the right thing, they can have the whole United States down in one fell swoop. And that is the reason why the government, the U.S. government that all these Americans hate so much, because the government is bad, horrible, right? The government wants to take away our rights. Those people. The government created this whole department of cybersecurity, and all they do is track this stuff and fight against it, so that we're not crashing into each other at intersections because somebody had hacked into the street lights, like in a freaking movie.
Fire sale.
In a movie. Yeah. See what I'm saying? They could do, I'm telling y'all, you have no idea until you take these classes. I'm just like, no, they just as evil as other people with a gun. You want a job? If you got a child in high school, they don't know what they want to major in, let them major in cybersecurity. They be set for life. Always have a job and paid well. Think I ain't thinking about getting into it? You're never too old. That's just awful, Dennis. My heart goes out to you and your family. That just breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's that was a crazy story, and not even gonna lie to you, I actually sat back and watched it, and I was like, man, that all this happened because somebody was trying to trick this old guy into giving some money.
Yep.
But how was they gonna get the money? Is what I was trying to figure out because she go pick up the package, it's supposed to be a package of money, and she drops it off to wherever she's supposed to drop it off at. How is it that it gets to them?
They're at the place where she drops it off. They'll come get
Nah,
it. Yeah, they
they
do.
ain't they ain't,
Yeah,
they
they
ain't
do.
that dumb shit.
No, they drop it off. After she drops it off, the person is not there waiting on it. But sometime later in the still of the night, they can get in there and get their money and keep on down the road. Or whoever is there waiting, they're instructed to just put the money in this and mail it over here, or they've got people to do things for them before it ultimately gets to this person X over here. It's all coordinated. They get the money. Trust me. They get it.
That's crazy. Because I can see it now. You can send it, and I have it sent to this box. I want you to put it in the box. You know how you gotta go get those Amazon joints. You go to those Amazon locker joints. Yeah. I have it sent in one of the Amazon lockers. So then you go to then you send somebody else to pick it up from the Amazon locker, and they pick it up from the Amazon locker. They send it to somebody else. Now somebody else has to mail it. Now you want the other person to mail it to you. Now it's been through 5 different hands, and nobody knows whose it is.
Right.
I think I see okay.
And then the last person picks it up, and they take a bike. They ride a bike 17 blocks down the road, and they drop it behind this dumpster and lets it sit there. And then at night, somebody goes there and picks it up, takes it up. Man, please. It's easy. Easy.
Yeah, they should be shot. They should be shot.
It's
now,
really
if they mess
sad.
with the big corporations, now if they just mess with the big corporations, and so on them, they get put down how they get put down with big corporations. That's some regular people. You should be shot.
I think all of it, because it's costing all of us, Dennis. Anytime you do this to anybody, it's costing all of us. Because a lot of the times they're after information. Sometimes they're not after money. Sometimes they're after your private information so they can sell it on the dark web and get money that way from selling your social security number and date of birth and name, so that somebody else can then hack you and get your money. That's why all of it is bad. No matter who they're after, person or corporation, you paying for it. You're paying for it. Anytime you go purchase something from this retailer, if they've been hacked, you're paying for that. Just the way it is. Kill them all. That's what I say. Kill them all. Right there with the child molesters and rapists, just kill them. Just put them out your misery.
Well, I'm gonna have to say is for my final words, I want everybody just to be careful out there. Be careful. Watch what you're doing. I know I say this a lot, but pay attention to your surroundings and the people that surround you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Always remember that. Pay attention to your surroundings and the people that surround you. A lot of people don't understand what that means. When you find out what it means, then you'll understand.
Yeah. So my final words is this. Everything is a big deal. We are living in an age now where everything is a big deal. Do not take anything for granted. You know how they came up with car seats for babies? Car seats are a pain in the butt to deal with. Trying to strap them in the car and all that. and then strap the baby in it. It can be tedious and a process. And what happens is parents, people who are in charge of the children, they start to cut corners. Well, I may skip a strap. I don't feel like doing that today. Why don't I just do it this way? I'm sure it'll be okay. Sure enough, they get into a car accident just that one time. Baby gets thrown from the car and dead. Then what? And so my thing is, everything is a big freaking deal. Treat everything like it's a big deal, because it is now. It is. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as a car seat. Okay, we weren't traveling in car seats, and when I was born, I don't even think cars had seat belts yet. When I was born, yeah. And I'm telling y'all, these things are here for a reason. Don't take it for granted. Everything is a big deal. Checks and balances are important. Put your seatbelt on. Wear your helmet when you're driving in a motorcycle and riding a bike. Put a helmet on. It's so easy for things to go awry, and it can happen to you. You are not invincible. So those are my final words. Protect yourself. You only got one life.
One life.
You can replace a car, replace a house, shoes. You can replace all this stuff, but you can't replace you. Take care of yourself.